I really didn't understand what was happening to me, and the doctor that I was utilizing at the time didn't explain to me what was happening with my body. So I told my husband, I said, I'm not comfortable. I'd like to explore other options because now they're talking about removing my entire leg. My name's Dozier. I'm 65 years old, soon to be 66, thanks to Dr. Nadeau. About 3.5 years ago, I had difficulty at work trying to get back and forth to my car, to the office where I worked. My legs were in a lot of pain. I just thought that I was tired because I was doing so much yard work and housework and taking care of an 8-year-old grandbaby and a husband and all the things we all normally do. And it didn't occur to me that I had underlying problems. After about a month of pretty excruciating pain, I went to the doctor and I said, I've got problems with my leg. And she looked at it and she said, well, I believe that we're going to have to run some pretty extreme tests. Did you realize that one of your toes has turned black? I had not noticed this. It had happened over a 2-day period of time. And when the results came back, I was told that I had to have my toe removed immediately, that the circulation to my foot was near to nothing. So I went to have my toe taken care of, and at that particular point, they realized that I had an extreme vascular situation and set me up with an appointment with a doctor to see what we could do. We started on a regimen of medications. We tried many different kinds because it seems like my body rejects a lot of the medications that are on the market now because they're synthetic. After we found some medication that we thought would work, I wound up having 3 arteriograms almost back to back. The medications were not taking care of the problem. I really didn't understand what was happening to me, and the doctor that I was utilizing at the time didn't explain to me what was happening with my body. So I told my husband, I said, I'm not comfortable. I'd like to explore other options because now they're talking about removing my entire leg. So my husband called his best friend at the time and told him that we were very concerned. Did he know anybody we could go see? And he said, well, I want you to know that I have just completed my procedure with a doctor called Nadeau. And he's fabulous and he has saved my life. Well, of course, we wanted to know more about Dr. Nadeau because I was getting scared that if they started taking off parts of my body due to the fact that I'm a diabetic, that I was going to wind up in a wheelchair permanently. So we made arrangements with the doctor to come and see Dr. Nadeau. And I want you to know from my heart that the man reached out to me in a way that no other doctors ever have. He listened to my concerns. He gave me his thoughts on how we should proceed. He asked me if I smoked cigarettes, and I did not want to admit to this doctor that I did because I had been told that cigarettes were ruining my circulation, particularly in my legs, because my arteries had become so old and so thin. He didn't chastise me like the other doctors had done. He just told me that if he wanted me to do everything that he possibly could to give me back my life, that I needed to try and curtail the cigarettes. He didn't yell at me. He didn't demand of me that I put them down immediately. He just cautioned me that for him to do his best work, I needed to wean myself from the cigarettes. I wasn't able to do that after the first 3 arteriograms that Dr. Nadeau performed. But by the 4th arteriogram, I trusted him completely and I was easily able to put the cigarettes down. Unfortunately, that was not the end of the story. As we progressed, arteriogram after arteriogram after arteriogram, we realized that it was more than just the cigarettes, that the blood thinner I was on was not doing the job. thanks to Dr. Nadeau and his persistence and him never giving up on me and my problems, we were able to put me on a new blood thinner that is working wonderfully. And I'm happy to say, after 14 arteriograms and the new medications that he has me on, I am doing wonderfully. And I really hope that other people who are hesitant to put their life in Dr. Nadeau's hands will take the chance. Dr. Nadeau saved my life twice out of the 14 procedures that I had. One of the procedures wound up being 7 hours and the other procedure wound up being 8 hours. I was in and out of consciousness during both of these procedures, and I could hear Dr. Nadeau's frustration, and I could hear him saying to the other people that were there, I know you're tired, but I just cannot give up on her. I won't give up on her. One of the particular procedures, he had called in another doctor because Dr. Nadeau is not selfish. Dr. Nadeau goes that extra mile to talk to whoever he needs to talk to find a solution. He called in a friend of his, another doctor, and they determined that maybe they should try a different type of stent relief, which they did. And after I had been put in the recovery room, unbeknownst to the doctor, I developed a huge hematoma or blood clot. It was on my leg. It took up half of my leg and it was almost a foot wide. I was very frightened and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't feel like the emergency room doctor was giving me enough attention. So I asked one of the nurses to bring me her cell phone. She was brand new and she did. God love her, risking her job to help me. I called this office where Dr. Nadeau works and I told the receptionist, I think I'm in trouble, real big trouble. This is 5 minutes to closing and she gets Dr. Nadeau and he rushes to the hospital and he sees this enormous hematoma and he takes over immediately. And I am here today, I firmly believe in my heart, because Dr. Nadeau is the type of man who does not give up. If you have the most rare situation, he's going to study, he's going to research, he's going to make calls. He talks to everyone he knows because he wants to find a solution to give you back your life as close to 100% as he can get. But he never gave up on me and he won't give up on you. I cannot recommend this doctor enough. I have many friends who have now come to Dr. Nadeau and all of their problems have been resolved. Their heart issues are fine, their leg issues are fine, and none of us have had to lose appendages. None of us have died from our situation. I believe in this doctor more than any doctor I've ever gone to because he has spent 2.5 years putting me back together. The doctor that I saw before Dr. Nadeau wanted to amputate my foot, then wanted to amputate below the knee, then wanted to amputate at the groin. And I just refused to believe that that was all that God meant for me. And fortunately, Dr. Nadeau stepped in and not only became my doctor, but became my friend. I have my leg. I only lost a toe. What's a toe? I have my leg, I have my foot, I have my health, and I have the greatest doctor that ever was. So if you care about yourself and about the quality of your life, you will give Dr. Nadeau a visit and give Dr. Nadeau a chance to heal you. Good luck and God bless.